Said to be PNG's #1 sport. Its language understood and spoken by almost everyone, young and old. This year, the World Cup comes to the shores of the nation. 3 World Cup matches will be played in the country. The first on the 28th of October against Wales, the second on the 5th of November against Ireland, and last of the round-robin match will be played on the 12th of November against the US. The much-anticipated announcement was made yesterday. Tickets are now available, on sale, online.
Across the tournament as a whole, we've had a mantra as the organising committee to create a ticket for everyone, pricing that was affordable and accessible and allow families to come not only to watch games here in Papua New Guinea, but also in Australia and New Zealand in an environment that was friendly, fun, but also very affordable.
The tickets will be sold in retail outlets in Port Moresby on the 24th of this month at selected outlets. Individual prices for the tickets for each game: 30 kina for the seats in the northern and southern grandstand, 50 kina for the seats in the eastern grandstand, 80 kina for seats in the wings of the western grandstand, and 120 kina for seats in the covered western grandstand.
From the moment you transport from the airport here into the city of Port Moresby, into the NCDC and here to the All Search Stadium, you'll start to see the movement and colour of the tournament. And within the next 4 weeks, you'll really see the city come to life, and the excitement will certainly start to build for the Rugby League World Cup.
Preparations to host a big event began last year when the announcement was made in Australia, attended by the then Sports Minister Justin Techenko and City Governor Paul Spakop and PNG RFL Chairman Sandy Staka.
Rugby League International Federation and Australian Rugby League Commission for actually recognizing that Rugby League can be hosted by Papua New Guinea and especially Port Moresby.
And in 2017, we will have the World Cup played on our home turf.
Our city has gone through a lot of transformation, physically, socially, culturally, and this announcement is a vote of confidence in what we are doing to make our city not just a truly national capital, but also a regional city that contribute to our region.
The hosting of the 3 matches is testament to the high-level commitment of the managers of the code, more so the government investment in the sporting facilities in Port Moresby. The Oil Search National Football Stadium has a seating capacity of 15,000. Meanwhile, NRL star James Seguiaro, 2 years after sensationally declaring he would never play for PNG, says he wants to play for the country of his birth. Seguiaro played against the Kumuls in 2015 for the Australian PM Stettin, believing his father had been disrespected. The Cronulla Sharks hooker told NRL.com he is ready to put the past behind him and move forward. Kumuls coach Michael Marum says Seguiaro is eligible to play for the country.
Doesn't mean we're playing at home and it's going to be easy wins, easy games up here. England will come up with all the Super League players, and Wales, Ireland, USA will have probably 14, 15 NRL boys in there. So, whatever player that's fit, we want the best for the country. If they're eligible, they get selected.
But while people discuss Seguiaro's case, another interest has popped up. This coming from South Sydney flyer Alex Johnson, who says he wants to play for PNG in the Rugby League World Cup in honour of his grandmother. Sydney's Daily Telegraph reports Johnson's grandmother Mary is a Torres Strait Islander and of PNG descent. She moved to Australia at a young age and resides near Johnson in the South Sydney suburb of Kingsgrove. The Rabbitoh's back is close to his grandmother. He reveals he will play for PNG at the World Cup this October and November if they contact him. Johnson says his first preference is to play for Australia and adds he's made an appearance in 2015, but he hasn't ruled out donning the Kumuls jumper. Vox Pop. To coincide with the hype of the Men's World Cup, the female National Rugby League team name was announced yesterday with a logo to go with it, PNG Orchids. The ambassador for the Orchids is wife of the Prime Minister, Peter O'Neill, Linda Babau O'Neill. The Orchids will play Australia's Belarus as a curtain raiser to the Prime Minister's 13th match in September ahead of the Rugby League World Cup.
Where for the first time, PNG will participate not only in the hosting of our men's rugby league here in Port Moresby for the first time, but also for the first ever, also in history, to put a national women's team and participate at the Women's Rugby League World Cup at the end of this year.
While the PNG Orchids announced their team yesterday, the Australian Rugby League team, Belarus, has already begun training.
Of course, the 6 teams in the Women's World Cup this year will be Cook Islands, Canada, England, New Zealand, defending World Cup champions Australia, and of course PNG.
The dream has now come to pass and has now come to reality. All the women folks around the country have heard of that and have been playing for that, and today it will be a big privilege for them to represent their country and the other women folks for this World Cup towards the end of this year.